Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. Last time out we managed to reach the treasure in Madarame's palace and we started to make our escape. So that is what we're doing. So what we're doing in this part is we are finishing off Madarame's palace for good. Completing our escape. So let's get on with it. Mona's getting excited. He wants to look at the treasure.
This is the treasure?
I love that. It's a shitty little drawing. It isn't the right one.
Meddlesome vermin.
Almost. You almost got it right, Madarame, you piece of shit.
What nonsense that you used a mousetrap on me.
So yeah.
Correct, huh?
I do like this actually. It's kind of nice that he kind of, because you have to tell the shadow that you're actually doing it. So it's kind of it's kind of clever that he does something a bit more kind of devious. Because it made sense for Kamoshida to be like, I'm gonna just kick their asses. This will be nice and easy. But with Madarame, it does make sense that he's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna hide this from them. I'm going to trick them into taking the wrong thing, and then I'll have my own pet. Then I'll have my, and then I'll, keep it, and then I'll kick their asses. It makes more sense for Madarame, I think, to do it than Kamoshida.
How low can you sing?
My apologies.
A glimpse of the genuine Sayuri. Genuine?
Okay, let's have a look. Show me the picture.
That's the real Sayuri? This can't be.
So yeah, in the original, in the actual real painting in the real world, basically, in order to get it to sell more, he basically painted over the baby at the bottom of the painting, to make it more kind of mysterious. The mystery of Sayori's expression, as he's saying here. So it's kind of. So this is kind of a sick. He's kind of a sick motherfucker here, especially as it was painted by Yusuke's mother. So obviously, it's obviously a picture of her with Yusuke, and for him to paint over it to kind of get it to be more profitable and make more money off it, that's fucking disgusting. It's not. It kind of. This is the section that they kind of did with what's her name, with Kamoshida, where you have him abuse Shiho and she tries to commit suicide. It's kind of like the final push for you to be like, yeah, this guy needs to get his shit wrecked. And I think this is what and they do a couple of things here with Madarame to make you want to wreck his shit. So yeah, and there's something else which is going to push us really over the edge in a couple of minutes. I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs in the background. They're a pain in the fucking ass. Well said. Well said, Arn.
I've heard that you destroy your art once they outlive their usefulness. Did that include my mother as well?
Here it is.
She just so happened to have a
This is kind of something which Yusuke kind of comes to the conclusion of, which nobody else does. Basically what he did was that his mom, Yusuke's mother, had a seizure in front of him, in front of Madarame, and he did nothing and let her die so he could take full control of Sayuri and just be able to make all the money off it that he could possibly want. That is pretty much this is kind of like the final point where it's kind of like, okay, where if Yusuke had any doubts at this point whether he wanted to take Madarame out, that is pretty much the last the straw that breaks the camel's back. This is pretty much okay. This fucker needs to go. Doesn't matter if he could potentially, lose his mind or go into a complete mental shutdown. Just fuck this prick. Let's get him. Let's fucking destroy him once and for all. And
I thank you, Madarame.
so, yeah, I mean, it's in some ways I find this. I think I still find Kamoshida's stuff more reprehensible and disgusting, but Madarame comes fucking close with all the shit that he's doing. Man, I just want to. It's just at this point you do want to just make sure he gets what's coming to him, and you really do want to just fucking annihilate him at this point. And yeah, it's something that they do a good job of, particularly in Persona 5, getting you to think, getting you to believe that they deserve this, basically.
Get back.
Okay then. It is now time for the proper boss fight with Madarame, and his transformation is kind of creepy. I don't really like it. But basically, the main strategy the main strategy you want to employ first is to take down the nose first, because there is a move that the nose can do which can cause a fuck ton of damage. So what you want to do first is you want to attack the nose first. Yeah, you can change. There we go. And the nose is weak to, I believe, to it's weak to special attacks, so persona attacks, because different parts are weak to different things. Like one of them is weak to, I believe, yeah, the nose is twitching. You need to get rid of it before the next attack, basically, once it says the nose is twitching. So get this out as soon as you possibly can before it can do its next attack. Which I think I do here. Oh, nearly. And luckily he's just doing a load of attacks that are kind of not really using the attacks on the wrong people. But anyway, at this point now we can just... Yeah, I think the left eye is weak to... or takes damage from physical attacks. So yeah, just keep whacking it. And it's down. I'll be honest, I can't remember if the right eye is weak to that as well. Basically, what am I doing here? I think... Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, there we go, that's what I was doing. I was decreasing these. I was getting rid of the stat decreases. Yeah, physical attacks. I think it's physical attacks work on the eyes, and I think special attacks work on the mouth and nose, from what I remember. But you just want to keep attacking until... Yeah, physical attacks don't work on that. Special attacks only. You just basically want to keep hitting him until all of the paintings go down. Just got the mouth to go, and we're causing a decent amount of damage. I do really love the battle theme for the bosses. Just the battle theme in general is fucking awesome, and that forces him to kind of come back around. And then we do an all-out attack, and I think you get a couple of attacks to have a go at him. You know, you get the opportunity to have a couple of rounds of attacks at him as well, I think, before he turns back into the paintings. So it's just about sorry, it's all about trying to cause as much damage as possible. I like all the bosses in this game. I don't think he has a weakness. It's just basically, yeah, we get a couple of rounds at him. Because I've got the most, it's just basically hit him with everything you've got. With your most powerful attack possible. The way I normally do it in this is physical attacks for I kind of split it up. Yeah, I was just trying that. It didn't work. I use Ryuji's and Arn's special attacks mostly, and then I use the physical attacks for Yuske and Joker. But basically the physical attack thing works well when it's when you've got on New Game Plus, because of course you've got the end game weapons, so it's pretty easy. It causes more damage. Yeah, I'm thinking about what to do here. Basically, in this second round, he has a new attack called Artist's Grace, which basically makes the person who's covered in this black paint weak to all affinities. So if he uses a special attack on Ryuji, he's going to cause a lot of damage. I don't think it causes... No, it doesn't seem to affect like your attack power or your defensive capabilities. It just means that you are weak to any special attack that he uses, which pretty much guarantees he's going to have a 2 or 3 attempts per go, if you know what I mean. Yeah, or decrease the stat. Get rid of the stat decreases. You can't get rid of it. I don't think there's a way of getting rid of it. So we can knock one down. Another thing that happens during this round is that you have to take out all the you have to take out all of the paintings now at once in order to defeat them, in order to get rid of them. He doesn't have that anymore, so basically what you want to do is to try and get them all down to pretty much one hit, which is what I'm doing now, and then that way you can go through and get an entire round done. Yeah, kind of hit too hard there. So what I'm hoping for at this point is that he doesn't use the and here this round of attack, it's just like, you are such a prick. Yeah, let's get rid of the status effects. All the stat decreases are gone. Yeah, so at this point I'm just pretty much... You can only bring back one at a time, I guess. So it's not the end of the world. But I just basically got lucky that you didn't really use too much. Let's cause... Yeah, get rid of burn. I got burnt. So it's pretty much just causing as much damage as you possibly can. I'm trying to get him out all at once. To me, though, it's not... Like I say, you don't really need to do it. Let's use that. Get our health back up. Yeah, he's going to use a restore, but he can only do one at a time, so as long as you've taken 2 or 3 out, and he only restores like 75 health, so it's pretty much down to, yeah, one shot again. So it's once you pretty much get a couple down that you you know, it's going to make it... Once you've got at least a couple of the paintings down, it's not going to cause any issues. And now he's used that on Anne, which is a pain in the arse. But it's time to die. Time to finish you off, Madarame. I think this will be it. I think it's like 2 rounds from what I remember. Sorry if you can hear the dog in the background. The dog is a pain in the fucking arse. So now it's time for another whjat attack. Time to finish you off, bitch. My apologies. No. Time to kick his ass. But because Arn has the Divine Grace on her, yeah, this attack isn't going to cause as much damage as it should. Which is a bit of a pain. But anyway. Yeah, at this point let's just fucking hit him. You're going to finish him off here. The Megiddo is not that useful, if I'm honest. His attack, that's the whole point, I think. His physical attack, his actual attacks, when he's just a just Shadow Madarame, are pretty weak, and I think that's by design. And we're done. 12,000 money, isn't that nice? And everybody's gone up a level, which is nice. And so finally, Madarame is put to rest. Piece of shit. And it's at this point that I love this. Like, he's just so pathetic in this ending sequence. He's just a pathetic piece of garbage. He wants to get it. Yeah, he wants to be. He wants to be forgiven here. He doesn't want to take the blame here.
I just didn't want to return to that life.
A fiend like you has no right to speak about the world of art. You're done for, along with this abominous world.
Damn right.
No, please, just don't kill me.
Because to be fair here, Yuske would have every right to stick his sword through his chest here.
You're not going to kill me.
Swear it.
All right, all right. What about
Yeah, here he's just kind of a pathetic, whimpering mess, which I kind of like. Huh? What? Black mask?
don't have any energy left.
Don't try to fool us, you piece of shit.
A black mask? Wait, who's he talking about? It can't be. There was another.
I wonder if that's going to come into play later on.
There's no time. Hurry!
Uh-oh. Time to get out.
Get on!
Yeah, Morgana, turn into a car, please. Let's get the fuck out.
Put an end to all this and use your own artwork for once.
Yuske!
No, wait, please. Yuske! Yuske!
And Yusuke's finally just had enough. He's done with him from this point. And there we go, that's the end of Madarame's dungeon. Pretty fun dungeon, all things considered. And I think the final boss fight of the dungeon is pretty fun. I actually really like it. It's something a little bit different from the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, Morgana, let's get the fuck out. And there we go.
I guess the mission
That's
was
the
a
end.
success. All that's left is to see if he had a change of heart or not. Ah, so bitter. Why'd you get it black?
Yeah, it's always the most tedious part, waiting for that to happen.
You're not gonna get all teary-eyed and say stuff like, "Mom, are ya?"
To think that this painting was the source of Madarame's
Ryuji, you asshole.
desire. The only saving grace is that my mother won't know of what transpired.
Yeah, so it's actually the
Painting at his
from what I
atelier is an
from what I
art
remember,
form.
it's the full
Ironic as
painting,
it
I
may
think,
be,
of
this one here is her true
Sayuri.
self-portrait now. It's a wonderful painting, and although it took some time, it's in your hands now, Yuske.
I'm thankful for it. However, it's impossible for the
Oh, so
to be
nice.
acknowledged by society anymore. No. I doubt it's the name of any woman in particular. I bet it was to make it more mysterious. Just a part
Yeah, I
of
think
Madarame
Sayuri was
stage.
just like, I think that was just like a name that Madarame came up with, just to kind of
So,
sell it better.
there's no way that I would
That's
remember
true, that's a
this
good point.
clearly, but I was right about the rush of emotion I felt when I saw this painting.
Yeah. It's his mom. And him.
Stop that!
Really,
Vulgar whjat.
asshole.
So, what are you gonna do now? We're gonna keep targeting big shots.
Why do you do such things?
It's to get back at scumbags and, like, society in general. We also want to give courage to the people that are suffering because of selfish adults.
Courage, huh? What good does that do? You mean the courage to stand up for themselves, correct?
It's Yusuke answering the insightful, asking the insightful questions.
Right. There's no knowing that. We just have to give it a try.
In other words, it all depends on the person.
Damn right.
The same can be said about myself right now. I also suffered because of an adult's selfish act. Moreover, if we investigate these palaces, it
Which
may
is kind of the
expand
whole
my artistic
point
repertoire.
of why they kind of
Really
come
only
together,
about
really.
art, huh? You're impressive.
All suffered at the hands of an adult.
Won't take art to be an
All
elegant
suffered at the hands of an adult.
No
At one
worries,
point or another.
I've got us covered. Plus, we have a rule that says we always have to decide on a target.
I love the little
Have at it, Joker. We can give our playing cards a lot
the
more
sweat-
oomph if
the
we have
sweat,
Yusuke on our team.
the sweat signs going over their heads. Like, oh god, Arn's
We'll
going again.
try and live up to those
We have too many dudes. I like that as a response.
Another intruder besides us, huh?
Never picked that. I don't.
Clues a black
So I don't know what the
mask, so that doesn't
answer would be
necessarily
back.
mean it's just one person, right?
But there's no way to check anymore. The palace is gone.
I'll try probing Madarame.
Possible.
I may be able to learn something from him.
So yeah, now there's apparently another dude going around.
I'll contact you all if
Because we know about what's happening with the
We should probably exchange our contact info
the
with you then.
what's the name of it? The mental shutdown cases. So it's likely that it's down to that
Artist,
asshole.
phantom thief.
So we're gonna have to put a stop
Seems
to
I'll
that
be engaging in
vulgar
tricks
prick.
from here on. Very well. You only live once after all. Still, the incident about this other intruder does concern me.
Not according to the Bond film. But anyway. So it seems likely that he's this
Not only have we
guy in the
dealt with
black
our
mask
second
is the
big
one who's
target,
causing all the mental
we even have
shutdowns.
a new addition to the team.
I wonder if we'll have to deal with him at some point.
Goodness, things are going so well.
Nah, probably not. It's probably not a major plot element.
That's true. Still, let's
You can't
honestly
get too
be happy
cocky.
about it right now. But I have to say, you sure are something special. This is our fifth.
Yeah, we took down two
facility.
assholes. We've
It'll help broaden our battle strategies as well.
Madarame's gone.
Besides, having an eye for beauty is a must for Phantom Thieves. We're lucky to have Yuske, an artist.
So yeah,
whose
this
talent we
now at
rarely
this
come
point
across.
is
I
when
mean, he is a bit strange, but still.
Mishima's maxed out social link becomes really useful in New Game Plus, because even though Morgana is going to be out of the party pretty much from here on out,
I get so engrossed with the embodiment of
she'll
human
still
desires.
he
That's not all.
will still get full
When it comes to the metaverse, I'm the only one who can transform into a car.
what's the word I'm looking
I'm
for? He'll
special.
still get full experience from
Still odd.
battles, even though he's not in the party, which is incredibly useful. Means that I could actually
You really think so?
use characters. It means that I can actually use the whole party at various points without having to worry about getting people leveled up to the correct levels, which is kind of nice.
Saves those in trouble in the West, while
while punishing evildoers.
especially going to be useful for the final dungeon, because I remember having to bullshit my way through that last one, just because of how hard it was to, you know, because I was running really low on I didn't have a lot of SP restoring items, and I was running low on SP all the time, and I might be able to do a bit better this. I'm hoping to do a lot better this time with the final boss fight.
Well, that's true, but
So yeah, Morgana talking about still wanting to get back to the way she was, way he was. Sorry, I keep saying that. It's because of his voice. It's very feminine, and also the name. And my bond with Morgana's growing deeper. You don't have to bother with this one. This just happens over the course of the game. It's similar to. It's pretty much exactly the same as Teddy's in Persona 4. In Persona 4, that his kind of leveled up with you as you went through the game. You didn't have to go out your way to do anything with him. So there we go. We'll find out more about. We do eventually find out about what the deal is with Morgana, as we did with Teddy in Persona 4. It'll be fine. Yeah, so a guy with a black mask. I'm sure it will come into play later, but not quite. Yeah, I do like this dialogue here, though, actually, where Yusuke is kind of like, well, Madarame is kind of mental at the end, so let's just not think about it for now. But anyway, that's it for this part of Persona 5. Join me next time, where the next couple of parts are probably going to be, at least the next part is going to be a lot of social link stuff and side quest stuff, because of the fact that we now have to wait for Madarame to have a change of heart. So join me next time for the next part of Persona 5. See you next time.